Example 6, that's where we're at. Simplify the complex fraction. Boy, if you know, complex fractions have fractions in both numerator and denominator. One thing we want to, that'll help us with complex fractions, and this has fractions like everywhere. One thing that helps us a little bit with complex fractions is keeping track of the original major fraction bar. Because when we have fractions in the numerator and denominator, at some point we're going to have to flip the denominator and multiply. And if we don't carefully watch for this, we'll lose track of where that main fraction bar is and where the whole denominator is. All right, so we have some fraction work to do in both numerator and denominator. We've got to do that addition subtraction, and in order to do that, we have to get a least common denominator for both the numerator and the denominator. So our LCD for the numerator is just going to be those two denominators multiplied together. And our LCD for the denominator is, again, those two denominators multiplied together. Try that again. So on the next step, I'm going to rewrite my fractions, and I'm going to multiply them by the thing that will give the common denominator. 1 minus y, that needs to be multiplied in the numerator by x squared to give us our LCD of x squared y. So minus 1 over x squared. The thing that's missing is the y. And now on to the denominator. So here's my main denominator. 1 over x, y over y, plus 2 over y times x over x. All right. So now let's do the math. In main fraction bar, in the denominator of the numerator, I have x squared y, and I'm only going to write that once. In the numerator, I'm going to put the result of my multiplication, which is just x squared minus y. I'm going to do the same idea in the denominator, where my my common denominator is xy, and I'm going to put my subtraction in. Okay, so now I've got my addition subtraction done. It'd probably be a good time to go ahead and do the division step. Let's see if I can do this without completely losing my place. All right, so I'm going to take the denominator, I'm going to flip and multiply, which means the first thing I want to do is write that numerator just like I see it. Denominator flipped and multiplied. Do the division step, basically. Okay. I can cancel a little bit out between these parts of the fractions. And my squaring goes away and the x goes away there. Now I'm looking at both of the remaining binomials, and neither of them can be factored. So I am done with that part. They can't be factored, therefore they can't be reduced. And in the denominator, it looks like what I have left is x times y plus 2x. I could multiply that out, but there's really no good reason to in these kinds of problems. Let me know if you're entering these in the quiz site. Let me know if they give you any trouble if you leave them factored like that. I don't think they will, though. It seems to be pretty robust. Okay, that was a fairly long problem. I'm going to stop this video. I've got one more that'll be pretty short and